How do you build the perfect outdoor wedding venue in The Sims 4? Well, sit back and let me show you. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. You're watching Just a Mom That Sims. I'm KT, and I'm here today for another Sims 4 speed build. So if you like to have fun and you like a good story, please consider liking, subscribing, following, commenting. Let's do all the things. So I am building in Strangerville. I wanted to build an outdoor wedding venue for my Mending His Heart single father Sims 4 story, but I was going to use something I already had, and I thought that this couple deserves something very special. Sebastian has been a single father, but let me jump into the build because this will be stored in my build only playlist, so check it out. But anyway, I thought that, hey, you can have an outdoor wedding, but it could rain or anything. So the first thing I did was put a platform down and then put raised walls, because what I want to do is a 3-wall venue on one side. Now the actual aisle and the wedding and the archway is going to be completely outdoors, but if you need to take shelter to sit down and eat, if you want to cook, that is what this 3-wall building is going to be for. Now I really struggle with which wallpaper swatch to pick. Also, please let me give my normal disclaimer. I do not edit my voiceovers when I do speed builds or cast builds, so please forgive any stumbling, bumbling, and my slow Southern United States drawl. Now, I also did, after I picked the lot type of a wedding venue, I also picked some characteristics of the lot. And so this is a sunny lot, so you get boost when it's sunny outside, you start feeling good. It's also a romantic venue, so romance will blossom easier here. I did some more things, like I did do a domestic one, because if you want to cook here, you might as well get a boost for your Sims. This is also a place where you have good parties and good acoustics. In case someone wants to bring an instrument with them, I won't put any down in the build. But ultimately now I'm trying to pick a good roof. I know that I wanted to have the sun shine down into the building, but it also provides shelter when it's raining. So I think this completely clear roof swatch works the best. Now I also put, I think these are called freezes, these things that can outline the roof. I just want one on the front, not around the whole building. So I did have some trouble, getting my mouse position so that it wouldn't encircle the whole building. But ultimately, I do like this one from, I think it's for the For Rent pack. So I'm going with it. Then I need to put something to cover that towel right at the front. And this swatch kind of blends in with the roof, so I'm going to go with that. But I really wanted to do something that really highlighted a desert world. I went into Oasis Springs and realized that a lot of those lots actually are very, very green. And I kind of didn't want a sand lot either. So I felt like Strangerville with these cliffs in the background, you can see, was a perfect fit. Now, also, I spent way too much time than I should trying to pick a swatch for this. But ultimately, this one won out. So now I'm going to go in because I need to put some wallpaper inside, and I need to do one on this little short wall. I also tested these other wallpapers, even though I knew this one for Get Famous was going to be the one that surrounds the main walls. And I know that I'm going to put some kind of maybe a tile flooring or a stone flooring. I think tile is gonna win out, and I think this one from the Sleek Bathroom kit works. Also, I used any kit that I thought I needed to use to build this. I did not limit myself. It's gonna be a fairly simple build, but I wanted it to be beautiful, so I am gonna use white appliances. So we do have a refrigerator and a stove, and I'm gonna put counters down, and I actually think I'm gonna move over my refrigerator and stove. Sometimes you can get clipping on a regular wall, honestly, but when you build at an angle, you can get that. So I'm going to use these counters from this is the one with Mount Kamarebi, the Snowy Escape Pack. That's the name of it. I'm going to put this little end counter here because after I upload, I probably at least put a Granny's recipe and a Brazen Lotus one in here so that we can have even more recipes, but I'm going to upload it free. Now this bar came with the I don't know if this was the Secret Sanctuary kit or the Casanova. I think it's Secret Sanctuary. But those kits came out together. This glow bar is perfect because it's very small. I even tested the one from the for no, that was from Love Struck, the little curve bar. I tested it. Now I also consider, what if you don't want to cook or have a caterer? You want to save money at your wedding. So this is one of those automatic buffet tables. It came with the time traveler event. I will make up the names of stuff if you haven't figured it out by now. But anyway, you can click on that table and you can just do an assortment of food or one or two items. You can do what you want. Now, these tables are coming from My Wedding Story. I do think if I had to say what I use the most from for objects, which pack, I would probably say I used a lot of My Wedding Stories, because all the tables, the chairs, the outdoor chairs, the wedding owl, the arch. Well, I don't know that if the arch came from it, but everything else is coming from My Wedding Stories. I really love the build buying that pack. Is beautiful. Now, the other problem with building at an angle, and tell me if you know something different. I always forget that I cannot put stairs at an angle. Now, if I was going up to the roof, this would be perfect, but I'm not. I just want you to get up these 3 steps. I have the platform raised 3 steps. Now I debated lowering the platform because you can make 1 step, and realized, hey, KT, you could just do 2 more platforms and you can step up the platforms. So that is a hack if you're building at an angle and you can't place your stairs. If you know something better, like I said, leave it in the comments, because I'm always learning new stuff about building and simming. Even though I've been playing this since the first Sims hit in 2000. I think I started playing it the very next year, but as soon as I found out about it, because keep in mind, y'all, cell phone stuff was still new. It wasn't smartphones yet. You had internet, but that wasn't the primary means of advertising. So it took me about a year to find out about The Sims. Once I did, I started playing it. And okay, now I've got this big rainbow because it comes from the Get Famous pack, and I just think it's a beautiful highlight to an outdoor venue. I did use my bracket key to shrink it down once. I actually posted that in a Pro Tip Thursday, how to enlarge and shrink objects down with the bracket keys. So you see how big it was. I needed to make it a little smaller. Then I'm going to put another table in here, and I think I'm going to reorganize all of these tables, because the table that I need to have, I'm going to put in the center of the floor, because when you cut the cake, you need enough room around the couple to do it in the game. So I'm going to put this little table. I'm probably going to put the little champagne toasting kit on there too, and I'll upload it with it, but just know you can move that kit and you can use that table to cut the cake as well. Now, yeah, back over, I did put a wedding arch under the what do you call it, under the rainbow. And this is a backdrop thing that you can use to take pictures if you can ever get your Sims to turn the right way. If you got certain kits that I don't have, or if you have a certain camera, you can kind of spin it to make the background what you want. I got this tent from My Wedding Stories. I'm just going to put it under there just because I think it looks cute, not that it has any applicable reason. These little stars is different swatches, so I'm changing them to the flowers. Then I'm going to put these flowers in too, just to fill in more space, just to make the archway in the spot where they're getting married more beautiful. Also, I know that I'm going to come back and put lights on the outside, because if you are getting married at night, or sometimes events, especially the wedding events, run long in the game. So I have to go through and figure out what lights I want to use. These really don't fit. So I'm going to go look for some more. And I'm not thinking at this moment, but I am going to make it dark outside so that I can see how much light that these project. And I see these throw a lot of light, but they don't have a white swatch. And I want to keep it like white or pink out here. These are cute from For Rent, but I don't know about the stars either. I think these with the pink and yellow swatch, those lights work great. Now I put these pinwheels down. They're from the backyard pack, but they do function as lights, so they work great if you need some outdoor lighting, and they throw out a nice amount of light. Now I gotta go around and put more of these lights up, just trying to figure out how to position them, because they are very big, so I don't want them to look gaudy body, I want them to look really cute. Then I'm going to put some saucer lights on the ground to try to get some more illumination, but I got nervous about putting them by the aisle because sometimes if your Sims think it's blocking, baby, they will zigzag down the aisle. I think it's funny, but you might not want that. Now, I do need centerpieces. These pink and white centerpieces actually come from businesses and hobbies. They are something that's in the game that you can make using a pottery skill. But if you have your debug and stuff on, you can cheats that I leave on, you can get them out of the game anyway for $0. So that's pretty cool. I'm just putting more flowers around. You see I got the wreath on the short wall, and then I'm gonna put this flowers up. So let's go ahead through our very brief walkthrough. I really talked you through most of this anyway, but I like to pan the world. So let's see our cinematic camera at work. This is the views from the different sides of the venue. From here you can see into the building, you can see the wedding side too, and I think you can have a nice party out here. I didn't put a dance floor, but I am going to put a stereo inside so that you can just play music. Now, if you walk down, you can see what the bride and groom sees. They will be, walking down the aisle. If they look back, you can come back down the aisle and you can see our photo backdrop is blending perfectly, but you can come out here and take pictures. Your Sims can have a blast. Now you come this way, you can walk straight in, and this is where the real party begins because this is where the food is. But if you are on the way and realize you got to go to the bathroom, it's to your left right there. Now you go up the platform stairs and you can see the kitchen if you want to cook or have a caterer. This is a full kitchen. And then you come over, you can see the toasting bucket, and you see the decorations on the walls, and you can see our buffet table and our flowers in the corner. We've got rose petals strewn everywhere as well. And you know what? This is our bar. I think that we've got everything you really need. Now, if you want to add a dance floor, there's plenty of space outside. And again, I use this lot at the very top of Strangerville. So I like to end my build walkthroughs with a pan of the city and world. And I really hope you enjoyed this build. Keep watching Mending His Heart. And until next time, remember, keep simming, be happy, and always have a blessed day. Bye bye.